हाय गाइस, इट्स रिया हियर एंड वेलकम बैक टू माय चैनल ब्यूटी एंड द कोड। आज के वीडियो में मैं आपके साथ प्लैटिनम परफ्यूम्स के 5 न्यू वेरिएंट्स लेकर आई हूँ। आई हैव 5 न्यू परफ्यूम्स एंड ऑल दीज परफ्यूम्स आर फॉर मेन. Some are warm spicy, some are freshies, so I've got it all. These 5 new variants are specifically for men, and this video is specifically dedicated to all the men who watch this channel and they are looking for some options. So I've got you covered because so many of you wanted me to try some of the men fragrances from Platinum Perfumes. So here we are. So let's begin. Before we do so, make sure कि आपने मेरे channel पे subscribe कर लिया है. You've hit the bell notification and you follow me on Instagram. And now let's get started. So if you don't know what Platinum Perfume is, so Platinum Perfume is a dupe house in India. They create some amazing fragrances at very inexpensive prices, and they dupe very high-end fragrances which are almost like 6,000, 7,000, 8,000, 10,000 in India. You can get them as low as 120 or 150 rupees. They come in 3 variants: 10 ml, 30 ml, 50 ml. The price ranges from 120 to 150. For 30 ml it's around 350 ish, and for 50 ml it is kind of like 350, in between 350 and 700 and so on. So these are basically the ranges that are available. If you are on a budget and you want to just experience how a particular high-end perfume would smell like, or what is the perfume category of it, just go for a 10 ml, test and try for yourself, and then go for a bigger bottle. We take orders through Instagram and WhatsApp. I will leave all the details in the description box for you to check out. Now I have 5 variants, so I'm really excited. Let's begin. So the first variant that I want to talk about is from Aaro. This is the most wanted fragrance, and this one is categorized as kind of like a warm, spicy, amber-based perfume. Now this one, despite it is like warm and spicy, it does feel very fresh as well. I think this is so perfect for the current season where it is kind of like hot and humid and hot. So basically this is the kind of fragrance that will keep you fresh, as well as quite gentleman kind of a fragrance, something that just ties everything together. It has freshness, it has hints of spiciness, a hint of warmth in it, but overall feels like a very kind of like a cool guy fragrance to me. This opens up with cardamom, so it has a distinct kind of like herbal freshness to it, goes into a sweet toffee note, and then it has amberwood in it. The combination is super unique. These are the 3 notes basically that are mentioned for this fragrance, but I get a lot more. I think there's a lot more hidden notes in this which are like not mentioned. Like I feel that there are some aquatic notes, some marine notes also in this. This is such a beautiful, a proper gentleman kind of a fragrance, I'll say so. Perfect for office wear, and I would like really, I feel like this is very kind of like a formal, semi-formal kind of fragrance, which I can imagine a guy wearing a simple kind of like a shirt pant situation where he's wearing a light blue color shirt and very crisp in his looks, and very poised and a very gentleman kind of a person. I see that guy wearing something like this. The performance is good for this one. One spray equals to 1 hour. So I put around 5 to 6 sprays and I got a longevity of 5-6 hours respectively. So I felt that the longevity was pretty good because based on number of sprays, you can actually control how strong and mild you want your fragrance to be. This I wore to office and I got tons of compliments because this was different from I usually wear. So especially in summer season, this is a well appreciated fragrance and it is famous for good reasons. So the projection and sillage for this fragrance is kind of moderate. It does not fill dominantly the room where I enter, but it has a good scent bubble around me. So in close proximity, you'll definitely get the wisp. It keeps projecting throughout the day. As you go on with your day, the projection is not linear, it's kind of like non-linear. So in the starting you will get this herbal cardamom kind of projection. When this settles down, then you'll get a kind of like a milder, sweeter, freshy sort of a projection, and then it kind of settles down for an ambery, spicy kind of a projection. So it's a very non-linear in its projection. Overall, I think this is a beautiful fragrance to try, one of my favorites from the men's collection. Now the next fragrance is a super duper famous fragrance. This one is from Diptyque and this is called as tamed. Now this is famous for a reason because I've heard that Shah Rukh Khan uses this perfume. Now this is a purely kind of a very mature woody fragrance, super duper sophisticated, and this is something that this has a very kind of like a Indian feel to it, a very gentleman, mature, level-headed CEO kind of a person feel to it. Like you can imagine Shah Rukh's personality, right? He's so charismatic. This fragrance literally represents that. Now this is very woody and also woody along with a little bit of zestiness in this fragrance. It has cedar wood, sandalwood, amber wood, some coriander, musk, ginger, lemon, and hints of vanilla in this. So you can imagine from the notes, it has a creaminess and that very Indian feel of sandalwood going on, which just ties everything together. The muskiness in this kind of brings that powderiness in this fragrance. So when it settles down, it definitely settles as a woody, powdery, sandalwoody kind of a fragrance out there. It's kind of everything. It is mature, it is fresh, it is again like charisma in a bottle kind of a situation out there. So this one has a distinct calmness to it. Like isko laga karna एकदम ऐसे zen mode में आ जाते हैं. So I really like how this makes me feel. This is targeted for men and women both, so this is kind of like a unisex fragrance, but I still kind of feel that it leans a little masculine. Now the performance on this one is pretty good on me because the kind of notes that are present in here, they do really well with my body chemistry, especially when there is sandalwood in any fragrance. It kind of becomes long lasting on me. So this one is like one spray takes me 1.5 hours, so kind of like with lesser number of sprays I get more longevity with this one. This is a projective fragrance. It creates a strong scent bubble around me. I leave a trail whenever I'm like walking past someone. People notice this one. This is something that has a moderate sillage, kind of fills the room, not immediately but eventually. Overall, I feel that this is a slight mature fragrance. Definitely somebody in their mid-20 ons will enjoy this one and appreciate this one more. Now there is another kind of like a celebrity pick fragrance. This fragrance is said to be used by Virat Kohli and this one is Creed Viking. Now this fragrance is a very different fragrance than anything that I own. This is a very kind of like a strong, aromatic, fresh, spicy, zesty, minty kind of a fragrance out there. I literally don't own anything like this, and this is like a very different fresh. Like I've never smelled anything like this. The peppermint in this is super duper strong, borderline. I feel like a hint of eucalyptus oil or a hint of kind of like Vicks vapor up when it just opens up. Like the top notes just take me to kind of like a slight bit of a medicinal hit and then they come back to the fresh spicy notes out there. I don't think I'm doing like the best job of explaining this fragrance because it's super unique. Like I've never smelled anything like this. So this fragrance has a very kind of like a different feel to it, and I can imagine why this is like such a unique blend. Now this has different nuances because it just has too many notes, like a very complicated perfume out there. I will leave the notes structure right here. You can see the opening has like peppermint in it, some bergamot, zestiness, some fruity elements out there. The pink pepper in this is pretty strong. Like you get that spicy blast in the opening itself. It goes into these subtle floral notes, but trust me, this is not a floral fragrance. It does have like a slight hint of lavender, some rose here and there, and orris root, which brings in a slight bit of herbalness in this fragrance. Clove in this fragrance, which definitely brings that kadak spiciness feel in this fragrance. Kind of then goes into this vetiver, musky dry down. So overall, whenever you will apply this fragrance, at every hour you'll get a different nuance, a very non-linear projection basically. This is a very unique fragrance. I don't see this as a very safe blind buy. You definitely need to try like a 10 ml of this to get a feel of it, to get a hang of it, to get the liking for it. This is a kind of like an acquired taste. The moment I came to know that Virat Kohli uses this one, I smelled this and I was like, yeah, it kind of reflects his personality as well. You know, a very confident young man who knows what he's doing. And despite all the criticism, he shines his way through all of that and, you know, succeeds. So this is like that kind of a fragrance in a bottle. It literally screams a confidence to me. This is something which a confident man would confidently wear. Again, the performance is kind of like one spray, 1 hour. This has a good projection and a moderate sillage. The fourth pick is Dior Saage. Now, everyone I think knows about the scent profile of this one, so I don't have to talk in length about it. Especially, this is one of the most famous fragrances in men's perfumes, almost like a top pick, and for all the good reasons. This is such a gorgeous kind of like a fresh, zesty, spicy fragrance out there, something that anyone, everyone can enjoy. And I feel even girls can equally enjoy and wear this one. A very summery, you know, a very summer specific kind of a fragrance, something which is very uplifting, something which is, you know, just it's like a morning sunshine kind of a fragrance out there. It opens up with a very strong bergamot presence, which is quite zesty, quite uplifting, and you know, it just has a very bright opening to it. Then has some hints of lavender, anista, you know, some spices out there. Nutmeg is also present in this one. The middle notes are quite spicy, but yet not spicy in a pungent way, because the freshness of bergamot just continues throughout this fragrance. You know, that zestiness never comes down for me. Like all the hours that I've experienced this fragrance, I always felt like it was a freshy fragrance, you know. Broxen and vanilla to balance out the fragrance, but trust me, the freshness never goes away. Like it's just super freshy fragrance. This to me is kind of like a very casual fragrance. I think I can wear this every day, every occasion, even casual occasions. Like I don't find this to be any special occasion fragrance. This is like a very everyday fragrance for me. Now, since this is more of a freshy fragrance, I did put like an extra spray of this one just to make it more long lasting, but then I realized that that was not needed. So basically 1 hour is again kind of like one spray is again 1 hour of longevity. Now this one is kind of like a moderate projecting and sillage fragrance, again creates a good scent bubble around me. And you know, the projection is in a way that it keeps projecting throughout the day in like these different citrus blasts. So always you will get that, you know, freshy zestiness around you. The last pick is Paco Rabanne Phantom. Now, I was very excited for this particular one, and I will tell you the reason for it. Let's spray this on my hand. Now, I'll tell you why I was so excited for this one, and I love this the most out of the all. The notes breakdown for this one was so gorgeous that I was super excited for this one. It opens up with a very beautiful zesty blast, but it's not just zesty, but it also feels like the lemon peel is peeping through the zestiness. So it's just not citrus, it is citrus plus bitterness and citrus. So that's the very kind of like a magical opening that this one has. Then it has a very prominent presence of lavender. So this one is a very calming fragrance for me. I love wearing this during the times when I'm hyper or I'm anxious. This just helps me calm down. You know, this is that kind of a fragrance that helps me calm down. It has this distinct earthiness in its middle notes, some smokiness, some earthiness. Again, that lavender kicks in. It also has like this herbal and earthy presence of patchouli, which kind of makes it a quite dominating earthy green, citrusy, vanillic kind of a fragrance. In the base notes, it again has like lavender, vetiver, and vanilla. So the lavender is starting right from the top notes till the base notes. So I kind of felt that, you know, this may be like a earthier version of YSL Leap. And I kind of get that vibe. Like it does not have any white florals or any screechiness in this, but it still has like this very earthy, mature lavender to it. Such a gorgeous fragrance. One of my favorite picks from this haul for sure. Now this one is a good projective fragrance on me. This projects well, it fills the room. Also the longevity is great. Again, one spray 1 hour situation. I love this fragrance so much. And if I have to pick only one fragrance out of the 5, this is the one. Like, this is my top pick from this haul. So yeah, that completes Platinum Perfume haul for today, and these were all the fragrances in the men perfume category. I hope that this was helpful. All these fragrances can obviously be worn by women. None of these fragrances are too challenging to be worn, so don't overthink about it, because fragrances, perfumes are just gender neutral. It just depends on your personality, how you want to pull off a fragrance. Okay, so feel free to order if you like any of these. And if you feel that something you want to test and try first, go for 10 mls. So that concludes today's video. I hope this was helpful. Please let me know your comments and suggestions in the comment section below. Let's make that area chatty. Let me know which perfumes you have ordered. And by the way, I know that Kayali fragrances are out, and I've already ordered and I'm waiting for my order to come. So once I get that, I will test and try, and then I'll make a video for it. Stay tuned for it. Alright, so that concludes today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Do subscribe to my channel, hit the bell notification, follow me on Instagram, and I'm gonna see you very soon in my next video. Bye.